Hi, my name is Daniela, and welcome to my video on shoulder extension. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn about the muscles involved with shoulder extension and which plane the motion happens in. You're going to learn about passive range of motion, joint mobility, stretching, and resistive training techniques. Oh, hey there. Today we're going to talk about shoulder extension. So for shoulder extension, the muscles that are involved are going to be your latissimus dorsi, your teres major, and your posterior deltoid. The first thing, also just so you know, the motion that you do shoulder extension in is your sagittal plane. That's the one that where if you draw a line right down the middle, separates your left from your right. So the first thing we're going to show you is passive range of motion. I'm going to show you it in two positions. The first one is going to be in supine, which our lovely patient's already in. You're going to want to hold her arm, kind of cradle it in yours, hold the distal humerus, and you want to have your other hand over at the shoulder so she doesn't hike up, or he, wherever your patient is, to compensate for not having enough range. And you're going to come down until you feel her stop, and then you're going to come back up. So again, make sure you have good body mechanics. You can either raise the table or you can go ahead and squat with her. And you're going to do this 5 to 10 times. I'll actually go ahead and show you in side line. So go ahead and get on your side for me, Courtney. And you're going to hold the patient's arm in the same position. So you're going to kind of cradle it, hold that distal humerus, make sure she isn't hiking at her shoulder, and you're going to go ahead and kind of bring her back. Again, 5 to 10 times. So the next thing I'm going to show you is joint mobilization. For this particular motion, it's a convex humerus moving on a concave glenoid. So the roll is going to go posteriorly and the glide is going to go anteriorly, and your joint mob is always going to go in the direction of the glide. So we're going to go ahead and do an anterior glide to increase shoulder extension. And the way that's going to look is you're going to have the patient in the resting position, which is 70 degrees of abduction and 30 degrees of adduction. You're going to have them kind of rested on your leg. I'm going to go ahead and hold her distal humerus. The force of your mob is going to be, you're going to glide the humeral head anteriorly and slightly medially. To increase mobility, you're going to either do a grade 3 or 4 if you're doing oscillations, or you're going to do a sustained grade 3. I'm going to show you a grade 4, which is basically a small amplitude at the limit through resistance. So it's going to look like this. And you're going to do 1 to 2 oscillations per second, and you're going to do that for about 1 minute. Next, I'm going to show you stretching. For shoulder extension, when you're trying to increase shoulder extension, you want to make sure you're stretching and elongating the shoulder flexors, which are here in the front. So you're going to make sure you maintain the forearm in your arm. You're going to hold the distal humerus. You're going to stabilize the scapula so she doesn't compensate. And then you're going to go ahead and come up. And you're going to hold that for 30 to 60 seconds. You're going to do that 2 to 3 times. Okay, relax. And then you can also teach your patient to do this at home. So with a broom, with a cane, with anything that you might have. So we're going to go ahead and use this right now. You're going to hold on to both. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and bring it up until you feel a slight stretch until it's tolerated. Good, and you're going to hold it there for 30 to 60 seconds, and you want to do this 2 to 3 times a day for, 2 to 3 times a week. Okay, so some resistive exercises you can give your patient to do for shoulder extension is you can do a resistive band, and you can tie a knot on one end and put it in the door. Make sure it's at a good, kind of like parallel to where your hand would be. And then what you want to make sure you have your patient do is you're going to hold it and you're going to bring it right back behind you until you feel kind of like can't go anymore. Good. How's that feel? Okay. Hold for about 2 seconds and you're going to come back. Good. And she's going to do that 8 to 12 times. She's going to do 2 to 4 sets, taking about 2 to 3 minutes in between sets to rest, and then do that 2 to 3 times a week on each arm. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and I hope that you learned a little bit about shoulder extension. If you have any questions, most of the days you can find me in room 243. Thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your day.